Welcome to the 3-needle cast off for the State Street socks pattern from Fiber Forward. So let's get started. You have finished your toe, so that's great. And now I have put, I've gone from 3 DPNs down to 2, and they're evenly spread out. And what I did was I already cut, I cut the yarn off. The instructions are for 12 inches, but I just eyeballed it. If you want to get more precise, that's fine. I think it's just a matter of like having enough to get through the 3-needle bind off. So I did find 2 safety pins, which was totally clutch. So we're going to try to put the first 12 stitches on to a safety pin. It's going to be kind of tough, but let's do it together. Just kind of slide them off so we don't lose them. And I'm trying to get them on the smallest one I possibly can, because once we get these stitches on, we do have to turn the work inside out to get to the next step in the 3-needle bind off. So I'm really going to try to cram them on this really tiny safety pin. If you don't have a safety pin, I used, before I've used the stitch markers that look like safety pins. Those are the ones I really like using the best, because I oftentimes mess up, and the safety pin type stitch holders kind of save the day when you can just take them from between 2 stitches instead of being stuck with the circle ones, which are great if you don't make a lot of mistakes, but since I do. Okay, so this is getting really crammed, but we're doing the best we can here. These were in Mike's great-grandmother's sewing machine that I have yet to figure out because it's a treadle, and I have never sewn before, and I'm gonna teach myself on a treadle, which seems like a great idea for a disaster. So we got them on this tiny one. So there's our first, and you're gonna be dealing with this right here, at the end, the yarn at the end. Don't worry about it. It's gonna get a little loose on your stitch. Those are the stitch markers I usually use. All right, so now the second 12 stitches. Let's get these on the pin. So that one, they're gonna look like they're pulling apart a little bit. Don't stress too much. Everything's gonna come together at the end. It all works out. Okay, almost there. Oh, see, all right. Yeah, there you go. Hold that way. Now that I've learned how to knit socks, it's like all I want to knit is socks for people, and I want to figure out how to do cable knit socks next, after I get done with test knitting my first sweater, which is very exciting. Okay, we have our 2 safety pins with our stitches on them. Here we go. Now we're going to turn the work inside out. Okay. So this is the smoothest I've ever turned these inside out, and I honestly think it's because of these itty bitty safety pins. I've also tried using bobby pins and bigger pins before, but I really do think, I mean, that was so smooth. So that's the best luck I've had. I really would recommend these like super duper tiny ones. So, all right, we need to get the safety pin stitches back on the needles, which is a huge pain in the butt, but we're gonna do it. So let's do this together. And I also need to pull the working yarn through. That would be helpful. Where are you, working yarn? You're here somewhere. I know you are. There it is. There's no real science to that. If there is, someone can totally share what that is. All right. 1, 2. I sound like the count. I can't make the good count voice though. Or roll my R's like the count.